Hey guys, let's continue with the topic of engineering versus attorney state, comparing the U.S. and China. The new book written by Dan Wan. Uh, Here is one case. Let's talk about speaking of engineering versus attorney. There's one case, very strong case with the numbers and the figures that speak supportive of the one's idea. I was just checking that what is the cost per mile for high-speed rail in California, which is arguably the economically most developed state in the union, right? We're talking about more than $4 trillion in GDP. Um, Not in every aspect, right? In terms of quality of life, uh, road congestion, for example. So, but just anyway, so the most economically developed state, California, had to spend more than maybe the number keeps changing. So latest estimate says like could take like $200 million to per mile for California to build a high-speed rail. And then I asked myself, what is the number for the China, for the corresponding number for China, for the Chinese? And then I found that I could not find the latest. What I had is like an old number, it's like back in 2014, that's years ago, right? It's more than a decade ago. But back then, the average cost per mile for high-speed rail, we really talk about high speed because it goes to 350 miles per hour, right? So back then was like below $37 million per mile. So that's definitely support one's idea that China can really make and Americans can really block with all the attorneys in the state, locally and on the top. And so, however, if you really have to up deeper, right? Then you have to let me ask myself. I ask myself that what is the historical figure? Because I heard back in the World War II, especially back in 1944, that's the peak production capability for the U.S. Back then, we know that China today, the manufacturing output is about 31% of a global manufacturing output. Okay. Again, what is the figure? That here is, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people will be surprised. Back in 1944, the best estimated number shows that the U.S. manufacturing output is like, about 40% of the global output. Of course, you say that this is you're comparing apples to oranges. I agree. For two reasons. Number one, back then the world economy was significantly stressed down due to the war, right? So basically, the U.S. is the only country, pretty much like the North American, is the only country that is capable of producing a lot of good because war is not, it's outside. The war is outside. It's not in the North American continental. Right, so that's another reason. Another reason is that the U.S. It's a wartime. We have had back in the 1940s. We had something called a wartime mobilization. That of course is not the same as a peacetime industrial production. Right, we are in the peacetime. And we're not in wartime, so it's not a fair comparison. However, I really want to emphasize this: if you say that the U.S. and comparing the U.S. manufacturing output in the global share back then in 1994, and today it's not fair. I agree, but so is the comparison today between the California high-speed rail and the Chinese high-speed rail, HSR. Okay, so let me stop here and then we start do that next time.